Morning students, this is Priyanka Bansal from SKM Public School. Students, today we are going to discuss last element of directing, that is communication, and with this topic we will wind up this chapter because this is the last topic of this chapter, directing. Okay, so what is communication? Communication, simply we can say that we are talking and we are telling some information to the others. It will be known as communication, that we have communicate this information to our friend, to my friend, to my mother, father. Okay, so in the organization there is a very important role of communication because most of the things are dependent on the words which are communicated to the others. So what is communication? It is a transfer of information from the sender to the receiver with the information being understood by the receiver, that the word has been transferred, that has been understood by the receiver. Okay, so communication plays key role in the success of a manager. Directing abilities of a manager mainly depends upon his communication skills. That's why organization always emphasizes on improving communication skills of managers as well as employees. Communication is more important for the directing function because all other elements of directing become possible only when there is adequate communication. Okay, if there is a lack of proper communication, all the elements, all the procedure will get failed because the information which is passed from one person to the another, we can say from one level to another, if that is wrong, that the outcome will also be wrong. So communication is very important in the process of management. So what are the elements of communication? First is sender. Sender is the person who is conveying his thoughts or ideas. Then message. Message is the idea which has been conveyed by the sender. Then encoding, converting the message into communication symbols such as words, picture, because there will be encoding of the ideas. Okay, it can be expressed in the form of words, that charts, pictures. Okay, then media, that through which path or channel this encoded message will be transmitted to the receiver, or it can be that face to face on a phone call, through the social media. Okay, then the next step will be decoding, that converting the encoded symbol of the sender. Okay, then receiver, who is receiving the communication or the message from which has been communicated by the sender. Then the next step will be related to feedback. All those actions of the receivers indicating that he has received and understood the message of the sender will be the feedback policy. In that the receiver will give the feedback to the sender that he has understood the idea, understood the message which has been sent to him. Then noise, some obstruction and hindrance to communication like poor telephone connection, inattentive receiver, that can be the some problems. So now we will discuss the importance of communication, that it is helpful in facilitating coordination between the interrelated departments and the sections, and if there is that good connectivity between the departments, there will be creating a unity of purpose and actions. Okay, next, provides data necessary for decision makings. When information is effectively and efficiently communicated to management, it will be a good thing for the organization because it will help in the successfulness of the directing system or of the decision making system. Next is that it is helpful in increasing the managerial efficiency. Every individual in the organization is assigned a job or task, and the employee must know clearly who has report to whom, what part of total job they are expected. The employees must know clearly who has to report to whom, what part of total job they are expected to perform and what are their decisions. Okay, in this there should be clear cut information regarding the boss, the work, okay, and the reporting system, feedback system. The clarity comes only when smooth flow of communication which keeps the organization at work with efficiency. Okay, and if there is good communication between all the departments, it will make the successful to the organization. Next, it will be helpful in promoting the cooperation and the industrial peace. The two-way communication promotes cooperation and the mutual understanding between the management and the workers, and it will bring peace in the organization. Next, it will be helpful in establishing the effective leadership. Effective communication helps to influence the subordinate. If the communication skill is good, the people who is getting the message will be influenced by the sender, and it will create the leadership quality in the sender. Okay, now we will discuss some barriers to the effective communication, that what are the problems between effective communication. First is related to semantic barriers, concerned with problems and abstractions in the process of encoding and decoding of message into words and impression. Okay, semantic barriers, when the person is getting problem between the encoding and decoding process. Okay, semantic barriers will be related to that process in which the message is encoded and decoded. Okay, so some of the semantic barriers are badly expressed message. If the message is very badly expressed, then there will be no meaning which will be conveyed to the receiver. If the words with different meanings confuses the words which has been encoded, the message in which form has been encoded, if the words are not clear, the person will get confused. Okay, faculty translation may transfer wrong messages. There we know that there is variations in the data translations, and there can be some wrong messages that can be transferred. Okay, unclarified assumptions, different interpretations may result in if the assumptions which are unclarified, that will lead to the confusion. Okay, and there can be technical jargon also. Technical words may not be understood by the workers because they will be facing problem in decoding that message. Now we will discuss some psychological and the emotional barriers, that premature evaluation, judgment before listening leads to the misunderstanding. If the people is judging or making the results before listening to the others, it will make failure to the communication step. There can be lack of attention or poor listening will disappoint to the employees. Loss by transmission or poor retention, when oral communication passes through various levels, we know that the message which has been sent by the sender, it will be converted into the different words, because when the message is getting passed from one to another, there will be some additions or subtraction in that message, and the message will take a new look. Okay, so next problem, that is related to distrust. If the parties don't believe on each other, that the communication system will get failed. Next is related to organizational barriers, that factors related to organizational structure, that if the organizational policy does not support free flow of information, that will create the problem in the communication process. If the rules and regulations are too rigid, there is no relaxation, that will also create problem. If the managers does not allow to the subordinates to express their feelings, that there is that autocratic. Yesterday we have discussed that leadership part, okay, in which one was autocratic and second was democratic. In the autocratic, there was the boss only who he was giving directions, and the other people has to adopt that policy. They were not allowed to express their views like this. If there is too much rigidity in the organization, that will lead to the failure. So now there are some personal barriers that can be of superiors and subordinates, that fear of challenge to authority may withhold or suppress a particular communication. If a person is having the fear that how he will how he will face this challenge, that will lead to the problems. If there is lack of confidence or unwillingness to communicate the that message, that will lead to the failure of the communication step. And if there is lack of proper incentives, stops the subordinates to offer useful suggestions. If there is no that promotion skills, that the if the subordinates are giving ideas, and from the organizational side there is no incentive, no that motivation to the peoples, that will lead to the failure of the communication system. Okay, so how we can improve the communication? There should be clarify the ideas before communication. The ideas which are going to be discussed, that should be clarified in a that proper manner. Communicate according to the needs of the receiver. Consult others before communicating. Be aware of language, tone, and the content of the message. As we know that every message, every sentence can be molded to the another form. So there should be clear cut definition of each content which has been used in the communication process. There should be proper feedback policy, because the feedback provides opportunity for the suggestions and the criticism. There should be follow-up communication, helps to remove the hurdles, misunderstanding of the information given by the managers to the subordination. And be a good listener. Listen the talks of the others also. Don't order all the time. And if you are a good listener, that the communication system will get success. So students, today we have completed our chapter directing. Make the notes of this chapter, and if you face any problem in any of the topic, you can discuss anytime. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.